Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2002, booking our way through the invasion angle and making our way up to the Royal Rumble. First off, we got to make a pit stop here at Sunday Night Heat, and then we'll finally be on the week of the Rumble. But like I said, first we got to get through Sunday Night Heat. Everyone's favorite show, Sunday Night Heat. I like the way this Sunday Night Heat turned out, by the way. I think it turned out pretty good, and it set up a lot of matches for the pre-pay-per-view Sunday Night Heat. So let's jump right in on this, shall we? We open up the night with, oh, by the way, this, even though I like the way this Sunday Night Heat turned out, it might be shit. I used a lot of people who really aren't over. But we can't lose or gain popularity, so it doesn't matter. Anyway. So Sunday Night Heat opens with the right to censor. They're already in the ring. We have Steven Richards. He's standing there. He's at a podium, a stand, whatever you want to call it. He's got Ivory and he's got Goodfather right by his side, while Val Venis stands before him. Richards then begins to bang his gavel, his little wooden hammer thing, what judges use. He starts to demand silence. He's just like, silence! I demand complete silence. Tonight, we are here to decide Mr. Venus's future in the right to censor. That is, of course, if he has one. Mr. Venus, I took you into the right to censor when you were just a rotting adult male model, throwing your life away to what many would think is a dream job, but forget the disease and the expectations that come with that job. No pun intended. Originally, Val, you were the star member of the Right to Censor, but as of late, I'd be lying if I said we weren't disappointed in your recent performances. Last week, I gave you a test to see if you're really committed to our cause. All you had to do was go out there and take out that very ugly face of ECW, that is Sabu. And you let me down. ECW is scum. Trust me, I would know. They're like rabbits. They breed quickly. If we let this ECW infestation continue, soon enough it'll expand. I need to rely on you and everyone in the right to censor. And I don't know if I can anymore. Val? But before he can get on to saying, you're out of here or we're going to give you another shot, he's interrupted by the music of the Sandman. We haven't seen Sandman in a while. Sandman's music goes off. He's in the crowd like he normally is. He's making his way through the sea of people. He's got a mic in hand. He's already drank his beer and bashed it over his head. So, he's got his mic in his hand and he comes down there and he's just like, "Hey, Richards, shut the hell up. No one here, including everyone in that damn ring, gives a damn about what you're saying. All you do is talk, talk, talk. The reason you're relying on these people is because you can't get the job done. You never could. You say ECW's an infestation? Well, I say the right to censor is an infestation, and you're looking at the exterminator." And Richard's kind of taken aback by that. He goes, "No, you're not the exterminator. That's us. You know what? I'm not going to argue with some drunk. Val, I'm going to give you one more chance to prove yourself tonight. I'm going to give you a chance to prove yourself to the right to censors, and all you got to do is be a drunk. Think you can do that?" And then Sandman, who's in the ring by now, he just goes, "Nope." And he has his Singapore cane, and he just smacks it over Val Venus's head. And I'd imagine the rest of the right to censor kind of gets out of the ring as Sandman goes, "But he can try. Ring the bell, monkey." And we have an impromptu opening match here between Val Venis and ECW's Sandman. We also have a couple of locker room incidents. Only one. I guess it was two, technically, but I only wrote it down as one because it's just Vince McMahon passing psychology on to his children. Not psychology, just passing tips on to his children. He passed psychology to Shane, and then heel work to Stephanie. So that's all it really was. Just some mentor and protege stuff. Alright, lost heat to the Right to Censor feud, but that's fine. as we jump into the next segment here, which gets a 49 D+. Oh boy. In a terrible match, Val Venis actually wins one and goes over the Sandman in 5 minutes, 38 seconds with a handful of tights. We also had the Goodfather run in and attack Val Venis. I don't want to say this ended with a handful of tights, so let's just go ahead and ignore that. What I would like to say is that Val Venis was not looking good in this match. Sandman, of course, it being an Aussie rules match or no disqualification because it's the Sandman, why the hell not? He's using weapons. He's having the time of his life, which leads to the Goodfather, who, of course, again, no disqualification, also gets involved and takes out the Sandman. I don't know, maybe using the... I don't even know what he would use. He can't call it the Ho Train anymore. Using the train? Whatever. And then waking Val up and having him hit the... I guess we can't call it the money shot either, so just the shot? You get where we're going with this. Pretty much Goodfather helped Val Venis beat Sandman tonight because they have a tag team / friendship going on. Fortunately, it did cool the crowd, which is a shame. Venis with a 53 in-ring performance. Sandman with a 38. So we move on to our next segment here, which gets a 56 C-. Much needed heat. The match is over. We got the right two censor in the ring. They're continuing to beat down on the Sandman. We got Goodfather, Richards, and Val Venis all working together. Richards is just barking orders at Val and Goodfather. They're doing most of the work. Maybe even Ivory's getting in a couple of shots here and there. Richards sees in the corner of his eye Tommy Dreamer and Sabu of ECW fame racing down to the ring with steel chairs in hands. Steven Richards gets out of the ring, but doesn't tell the rest of the right two center to get out of the ring because Dreamer and Sabu get in the ring and go after Val Venis, go after the Goodfather with the steel chair, start beating him up with it. Maybe even Beulah takes down Ivory for a bit and gets her out of the ring. So eventually, of course, the right two censor gets out of the ring with Tommy Dreamer picking up the mic going, "Stevie, you've got a big mouth but no balls to back it up. What happened to you, man? You've gone corporate and for what? You know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. You want to take ECW out? Then how about next week you get your chance? You three versus us three. But if we're doing this, then we're doing this with ECW rules." And no one went ahead and accepted it, but we are going to go ahead and pre-book that match in. Next week, we will indeed see 6-man tag team action. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to make it myself, aren't I? Yep. All right, hold on, guys. We're going to have 6-man tag team action as... I'm going to have to do the... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, do I have to do it separate? What the hell is going on here? All right, let's try this now. No stop. Well, stoppage can happen. No time limit, no disqualifications, no countouts. 3v3 ECW rules. Boom. All right. So there we have that. So it'll be Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and Sandman versus Steven Richards, not Steve Kern, the Goodfather, and Val Venis. Team ECW versus the right to censor. Alright, so we got that match next week confirmed for the Go Home Sunday Night Heat pre-pay-per-view show. Richards unfortunately performed poorly, which is a shame, but also I don't really care. Did I press the button? I did not. I'd imagine we come back from a commercial here, maybe. We go into a tag team match just because I needed another match because of the 50% angle type crap. You guys know what I'm talking about, I believe. We go to a 55 C- of a match. Not too bad here. And about that had subpar wrestling and little heat to it. Hit chop! Funaki and Al Snow go over the Young Dragons, Kaz Haishi and Yang, when Funaki defeats Kaz with the Fisherman Buster. Al Snow was head and shoulders above everybody else here. Funaki with a 57 in-ring performance, Al Snow with a 66, Yang with a 49, and Kaz with a 48. So Kaz and Yang actually are pretty good. They're hanging up there. So those are guys we can pay attention to bring it up at one point as well. Also, Yang is improving in performance. We then go to our This Week in the WWF segment. Gets an 84B+. Just features the Royal Rumble matchup, or the winner in the Rumble matchup between Rhino and Stone Cold and Booker T and Ric Flair. We also get the Rock versus Kane, with the Undertaker also getting a rock bottom from the Rock. And we also see, Chris Benoit in here as well, because he's a part of that Flair Booker T storyline as well. So just pretty much recapping of what happened. We all know it. We go into I thought this was before that segment, but I guess I messed it up. It doesn't matter. 44, Solid D here. Josh Matthews backstage with Too Cool. And he says, Josh Matthews here, and joining me now are Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty Too Hottie, Too Cool. Now, Sexay, tonight you face Disco Inferno, a man who has gotten on your nerves pretty quickly over the past couple of weeks. Sexay then jumps in and he says, and how could he not? I mean, have you heard the guy talk? I mean, have you even seen the guy? Come on. He's got disco in his name. And we all know disco is the most annoying genre of anything, especially dance. So tonight, I'm going to punk that disco fool out. And if that German fool tries to step up, then my boy Scotty's got my back. Come on, Scotty. And they start walking down to the match because it's almost time for our main event. Grandmaster Sexay versus Disco Inferno. Josh Matthews was very underwhelming. So we go into a 49D+, back from commercial break. Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty are already in the ring. They're waiting for the Boogie Nights to come out and make their way down to the ring. Out they come, but Disco's limping. Oh no. And he's got a mic in hand, and Disco just goes on to say, Sexay, hey look, I know how this looks. But as a fellow dancer, no matter how bad you are, but as a fellow dancer, you should know when someone twists their ankle. Last night, things got a little heated on the disco floor, and your boy Disco was about to snag and shag a couple of hotties. Not you, Scotty. And as I'm showing off my moves, I twisted my ankle. Didn't leave with the ladies, but left with a doctor's note saying that I can't compete for at least 48 hours. So I'm not going to be able to compete tonight, but my man Das Wonder Kid has been itching to show off what he can do. So Alex, now's your chance. So instead of Disco taking on Grandmaster Sexay, apparently he twisted his ankle when he was trying to snag and shag some ladies. So we're going to get Alex Wright instead versus Grandmaster Sexay. We jump in the main event of the night, which gets a 58C-. Hell yeah, good match, guys. And about that had subpar wrestling to it and little heat. Das Wunderkid, Alex Wright, goes over Grandmaster Sexay with the bridging German suplex after 8 minutes and 11 seconds, when Disco Inferno distracted him. So what I'd like to imagine here is Sexay going up to the top rope for whatever his finishing move is called. It's not the money shot, but it is pretty much the money shot. It's just a big splash from what I remember. Or maybe it was a leg drop. I don't really remember. Either way, I think it was called the hip hop leg drop or something like that. Disco distracts him long enough, or maybe even pushes him down, proving to everyone that maybe he wasn't really injured, but we all get, the whole fake injury thing like that. It's happened many times. But he causes a distraction for Sexay pretty much, which leads to Alex Wright hitting the German suplex. 1, 2, 3. Das Wunderkid picks up the victory. Grandmaster Sexay with a 57 in-ring performance, and Alex Wright 1 point behind him with a 56. Impressive from Das Wunderkid. So we jump into the next segment here, just a freestyle segment that I can do better on my own instead of just writing it all out. 50D+, the match is over. Disco and Alex Wright are celebrating when Sexay takes the mic and pretty much says that, you know what, you fooled me here tonight, Disco, but I ain't having that anymore. Stay away from the dance floor pretty much, because next week it'll be Too Cool versus the Boogie Nights in tag team action. So he lays out the challenge, and we'll go ahead and confirm it as well. So not only are we going to see 6-man tag team action next week between ECW and the Right to Censor, we are going to see Too Cools, Grandmaster Sexay, and Scotty Too Hottie battling the Boogie Nights, Disco Inferno, and Das Wunderkid, Alex Wright. Boom. That'll be a fun night. I thought about doing just a dance battle, but I figured, I got an idea of where we're going with this. We will do a dance battle at some point, trust me, but, All right, let's see what we got on the show. You know what? That's not bad at all. Solid 65C. I was expecting maybe a D+. So yeah. Solid 65C. Not too shabby. I'll take that. All right. Oh, look, we got a female referee, Laura Matano. Let's get her for the Mae Young Classic. Now we move on to everyone's favorite part of the show, is where we get to see the extra stuff and how the developmental companies are doing. At least it's one of my favorite parts of the show. Apparently, we also use Sandman too much on the show, which maybe we did. I don't really care. So it looks like today we're going to be going from NWA. Did they not have a show? I'm not seeing it. Well, I don't... Oh, there they are. Oh, I completely skipped over them. So it looks like we're going to go to HWA, then NWA, and then OVW. Or actually the opposite. So we're going to be going to Ohio Valley Worst here, because they did the worst of the week, with a 46 solid D. Not bad at all, actually. We open up the night with John Cena, two of our developmental prospects. John Cena, don't know if you've heard of him, defeating Bull Buchanan to retain his OVW Hardcore Championship. Nikita then goes on to defeat Taylor Mathney, two of our other developmental prospects. I'm going to assume for the Women's Championship on the line with a 31E+, beats her by countout. Nick Dinsmore then goes over Fit Finley with a 56C-. Dinsmore, of course, is under developmental contract with us. Finley not. Holy shit, we have a new champion. Flash Flanagan, everybody. Going over Rob Conway for the... He doesn't work for us either, so this is just one of their guys. But Flash Flanagan goes over Rob Conway to become the OVW heavyweight champion. Is it the first time in his career? No, it is not. It's the fourth time, but still. Flash Flanagan, new champion in OVW with a solid 44D. Interesting. And I'm assuming that's what that was right there, yeah. Alright, so then we go to NWA. I'm surprised HWA did better. With a solid 47D rating here. We open up the night with Lazarus going over Chris Harris. Like I said, they're really pushing Lazarus. 30E+. We then have an interview with Air Paris, probably talking about his World Championship match tonight. 33E+. John Phoenix, who I believe is you, goes over Tony Stradlin. That's JC Daz. This is Tony Stradlin. And JC Daz with a 33E+. We then go to Scotty Wren, going over the American Wild Child with a 31E+. Then we have a skit backstage between Sean O'Hare and Carlito Cool, which gets a 53C-. Adam Jacobs goes on to defeat Caprice Coleman and Jimmy Rave to retain his NWA Georgia Junior Heavyweight Championship with a 39D-. Backstage segment between Ernest Miller, the Cat, and Road Dogg Jesse James, which gets a 52D+. Road Dogg then goes over David Flair with a solid 43D. And in the main event, with a 58C-, Sean O'Hare defeats Air Paris to retain his NWA Wildside Heavyweight Championship. And then finally, we go on to Heartland Wrestling Association, which gets a 47D rating here. In the opening match, the Island Boys, Akimu and Kimu, that's his other name, go over Future Shock, BJ Whitmer, and Logan Kane. Of course, BJ being the only developmental prospect on that team alongside the Island Boys. Logan Kane is not under developmental deal with us. Got a 31E+ rating here. We then move on to the A Squad, the team of Chet and Jet. Or I thought for some reason I thought it was Chet and Jet. I don't know why. It should be. Chet and Dean Jabolski going over the Haas brothers to retain the HWA tag team titles with a 34E+. Oh, wow. A brawl between Terry Funk and Shannon Moore? Why? 53C- there. Rory Fox gets a huge victory of his career, probably the biggest of his career, as he goes over D'Lo Brown with a 47 solid D. And then finally in the main event here tonight with a 48 D plus, Shannon Moore goes over Corporal Cajun to retain the HWA Heavyweight Championship. Shelton Benjamin, also a hot property, which is good that he's under developmental deal with us. Oh no, apparently one of the Bushwhackers, Butch Miller, is retired. Rob Conway didn't get that long of a title reign. Shame for him. Nitro got a 44.29. Apparently Gran Hamada's even gone from Noah. Things are not looking good for them. What do we got here? Oh, that's just Nitro. It's just Nitro, guys. Let us... Oh, shoot! Did that just say the Royal Rumble was tonight? I gotta change that. Hold on. Oh, Jackie was on the radio. Interesting comment she made is she likes working against workers who are smaller than her. I think she normally does, to be honest. Yeah, that says the Royal Rumble's tomorrow. That's got to change. I thought I changed that to the week 4. I don't know what it is about me, guys, but I'm a week 4 kind of guy for some reason. I like my pay-per-views to be the last day of the week for some reason. It gives me time to actually build up the story. Although there are some times like where I did heavily consider having the Royal Rumble be in week 3 for a bit, but there were some storylines that needed that extra week, so I figured we'd just go ahead and do that. Oh, Killswitch got sidelined. What a picture, dude. Every time I see that picture. He reminds me of, Fight Club's my favorite movie, and I'm having a hard time remembering the name of the guy. Anyway, he was the big fat guy that, had the big man titties in Fight Club. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I want to say it was Bob or Bill. It was one of those generic names, but I can't remember. But he had a bicep tear. But yeah, he looks like him, I feel. Or at least to me, he does. One more day, and we're going to end off the episode. And we'll be ready to start booking Monday Night Raw. Ooh, Heat got a 3.01. Mr. Ooh La La, huh? Okay. And JR, the best announcer. We knew that already, though. Alright. So that's going to be the end of this episode, Nerds and Geeks. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, a like, and subscribe if you haven't done already. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams, all that social media jazz on the interwebs to help the channel grow. It really helps. And as always, my name has been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. I will see you guys for the go home show for Monday Night Raw. But until then, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day.